then.
No, we see now. It's
Yeah,
working.
but it's there's 100, 200 people in voice, and the stream only takes 50. So I need someone who's in the stream to stream Discord for the other people. That should be like 4 people streaming Discord. Because
Yeah, I volunteer.
Yes, someone stream his stream, please. We need one more. Perfect, thank you. And right, everyone get into the streams. I'm just gonna go get water until everyone gets here. Today we're just mostly PvPing, yeah? So there's not much cringe objective defending whatever in that sense, you know. It's gonna be a little bit of a more fun situation. Yeah, what's up, bro?
Leadership and management, please recheck pins, make sure they're right. Don't want like fuck up like last time.
Yep. Yeah, while I'm streaming, you guys can check that my stream to, you know, see that your pins are all kind of the same. That's probably the easiest way. Right. Yeah, like I said, today we're defending. And the way we're gonna do it is I want our main objective in the start to be defending outside. Yeah, there's no point just sitting inside the castle being AFK. So we're gonna be playing outside. For those that don't really know exactly how some of the siege mechanics works, this golem right here on A1 spawns instantly on start, right? So does that golem on A3, right? This is the carrier golem, the one that you just carry players over into the wall, and this is the jumper one that most likely they would take and go inside and break this inner tunnel, whatever, right? So we're going to be fighting here in the start. We're just going to defend this to make sure that they don't get people inside breaking our inner tunnel ASAP, which buys us more time later on when they start pushing in. That, you know, they just have to keep wasting time doing this, right? So for a starter, we're going to have Nova and Myth mainly fighting on the point. On the first fight, we're probably going to have Bleed as well. Void, you guys are gonna be more on the wall, right? So your main objective is to defend the carrier golem, right? Once they have the carrier golem, they're gonna have an entire alliance or whatever push with it, right? It's gonna be Void holding it on the walls and Bleed. You guys are more or less flex. So Myth and Nova is gonna be fighting here, and you guys are flexing, but like you're staying close to pin 1 and 2, right? If there's a carrier golem, I want Bleed to help defend it. If there's no carrier golem, which there probably will be anyway, so you can fight with us on A1 and defend the Siege Ruins 4, right? If you die, like if people die, you always spawn on the central resurrection point, right? So that's in the middle of the map, and from here you run, you take the hook, and you fight out again, right? So always remember to take this rest point. There's no other reason to take any other rest point, maybe this one. There's nothing, you know, too much to say about it. So that's about the first like 5-6 minutes. After that, the Gate Crusher Golem, that's A2, is going to be available. And, well, this one, we're not going to be able to defend both points, most likely. So at that point, we just let them take this, and we keep defending this, right? Until they break the doors. Once the doors are broken, we're going to pull back from this. We're just going to leave this entire outside area. And we're going to go like step 2, whatever, stage 2, which is defending inside. So, Nova and Myth, your job is we're going to be defending B2. So all our range DPS, we want to play on the roofs, and we want to have melees on the bottom permanently rotating the cap. Nova is going to hold all the caps for the purpose of having people from other guilds spamming like cap over us, right? Like Oxy, you did this before. Carnegal, you asked, this is what you're gonna do. Other tanks as well from other guilds, you should start listening here, right? As a tank, what you can do, like example, if Nova has the cap, you can start capping it from Nova, but never finish the cap, yeah? You just cancel it on the last second or halfway through or whatever, and then you start capping again. This is really important when the enemies are pushing us, right? And we don't want to lose the cap. The best way to not lose it is have our own people cap it, right? So you would want to hide back here, preferably. It's safer here than on the other sides. And just take the cap, but never finish it. You cancel it and you cap again. Then you cancel, you cap again, right? The same thing, that's Nova and Myth, right? Carnegal, I want you to stay on this side and help us. Understood?
Yes, sure.
Alright, you're gonna be staying here for most part through the start of the siege as well. So, but I'll get to that later. Oxy, you're gonna be playing on B1 side together with Bleed and Void. So Bleed, you people your job is to defend this rest point. For now, we're gonna have 2 guilds, right? So 2 guilds in the middle, 2 guilds on the left. Bleed and Void is here. If your range DPS wants to sit, I recommend playing on either this roof is very good, priority 1, this roof priority 2, and this roof priority 3, right? These 2 roofs you can blast on point directly. This roof helps you blast all the way around the middle, so you can also help us blast B2, but we should also have Nova and Myth range DPS here and not only Bleed ones, right? Or Void. Because if you sit here and we have like 50 people on that roof, there's a good chance they push in, they see you, they Shadow Strike up, we all start dying, you know, shit show, right? Instead, just go here, right? Either you fly over to that roof, you can fly over to this one, right? Like, just remember how to do this jump. It's not very hard, right? And from here, you just shoot down all the time and make sure you never lose this, right? Same thing, if you die, if you in Bleed and Void, you die, you respawn here. If you're Nova Myth, you die, you respawn B2, right? Of course, we don't just want to turtle on these points. Like, when the door the gate opens, range DPS and tanks should still be fighting on the gates. Like, just hold the gates as much as we can, because they don't have invulnerability running in most of them. Maybe they do like a coordinated push, but like, if we wipe at least half of them running through here, they're never gonna make it with enough people to actually take the caps, right? So as long as we have Carnegal on B2 and Oxy on B1, there is like backup protection helping to defend the caps, right? And then if we see that they break through, anyone who's dying on the wall here, you start pulling back to your points, right? And start defending them like on point. Yeah, and we never tornado here. Yeah, ever tornado in here. For most part in this siege, I would probably say playing without tornado might even be a better idea. Like, I don't really see much use of it in that sense. Like, there's only gonna be such few times that you want to use tornado. So if you want to add another DPS skill, whatever, that would be better. Yeah, like, don't grief the guild with tornadoes. So otherwise play with 11 skills. I don't really give a fuck. Right, so just smaller, again, repeating. Myth and Nova is going to be fighting for A1, defending the Golem cap. Bleed is going to be kind of defending you're flexible. Either you help us, or you defend the Carry Golem. And Void, you're standing on the walls for most part, defending a push from the Carry Golem. And if you see that someone is inside, you can always look around, right? Someone might call it, we're going to have scouts inside. You can like turn around and just blast whoever is running in, trying to sneak cap, you know, inside the courtyard. And then there's some special jobs, whatever sort of call them. We're gonna have Rogue's team defending B3. Rogue, I don't know if you explained it to your team. I want Danas and 1 or 2 DPS always sit close to this point and don't let them open any levers, or if they somehow get in, you just make sure you instantly tap them. You need 2 people kind of close to sewers, and you can have 1 guy standing up on like this little wall, right, and just scout the entire area. Or if this guy, like whoever, one of your team wants to scout the entire courtyard here, that's fine too, right? But I need to have 2-3 people here in case they make some rat play that we don't know about, and they have people trying to stealth cap. We need to stop them, and I know Danas is good at it, like defending, and he can just one-tap them himself. Yeah. If we lose B3, somehow they take it, we can all press B, right? And just teleport to pin 4. As long as we have the throne, you can always teleport here. You can also just manually teleport to B3 if you want, if we still have it, or the throne room, or whatever, right? So, if we lose this, again, as every siege, this is top priority. Doesn't matter what happens, always prioritize defending this, right? I will be vocal. I need other people to be vocal and help out with that as well. And yeah, so Rogue's team is gonna be defending B3. Then we're gonna have, I think, Mithrandia's team from Void. You guys are defending the sewers. Your job is, for most part, Mithrandia, please let me know if you're listening up here. Can you plus up in chat, you and your team, or at least you, so I know that you guys are paying attention. Plus, thank you. Your job is, most part, either you scout, like you just hold people trying to sneak in, and for most part, you always want to do that by also just tab blasting these rats. I don't know if you want to change your settings, so you can have tab enable. But either you stay on the inner circle or you stay in here, and I just want you guys to just blast stealthers who try to make it in. If they make it in, you just have 1-2 guys follow them, make sure you know where they're going. They're gonna try to either summon, or most likely they're gonna try to come into the middle and take the B2 cap, right? But Carnegal is gonna be here, so that's no worries. And you know, there's another team gonna be on B1. So you guys just play on the sewers for most part. If you need help, you can call for Void. They're on the wall right here. They can help you. So don't panic. Just, you know, be vocal if you need help. Or just say it in voice, like I can just assign one of my teams or whatever to come help. Then we have B2. This one is just gonna be Carnegie kinda. For now, there's not much more people needed because anytime Nova or Bleed or anyone else wipes outside, we respawn right on the point. So it's not really a big worry to have people come here or be around here. Just FYI, anytime you guys wipe, like for example, anyone from Nova, Bleed or Myth, when you wipe outside and you respawn, you take this rest point, always just scout around you while you're running out in case there's like someone sneaking around the castle and just go blasting, right? So, and what else? That's kind of it. Yeah, Webeth, your team Quake, are you guys here? Quake here. In the start of the fight, I want you guys to leave like maybe 2-3 people defending B1. Or like 1 or 2 scouts, whatever. You can leave your tank maybe with +1 player. What are they doing? They're gonna take the pillage point during siege, that's good. You can leave 1-2 people here defending this. And if you see enemies pushing, like a guy sneak in or 2, your team can just open the map and just TP to this point, right? Wait, these are not meant to be here. Right, your team can just TP to this point and just help defend this, right? Like, but for most, like, I want your team to defend B1 at the start of the siege until we start turtling inside the castle, right? Don't let any rats take it from us. Yeah. That's pretty much all the teams for now. Like, Mithrandra's team is Sewer, Carnegie is defending B2 with all the respawners. Quake's team is defending B1. And then we have Void on the walls. Bleed is flex between 1 and 2. Nova and Myth were fighting to defend A1, right? Once we go inside, like I said before, Nova and Myth defends the middle. Bleed and Void defends B1, right? Range GPS, you should spread up on all the roofs. Always on the roofs, right? Every time on the roofs. Just sit up here, sit up there, there, this roof, and the walls, right? Tanks, you can probably sit and hold the chokes and have your team sit on the roofs as well here on the castle roof and just blast down. And that's kind of it, right? And then eventually, if we start losing this, we're gonna turtle all the way inside, right? And this one, so it's gonna be again Bleed defending B3. I was told that was going really good. Oxy, Carnegie, you guys gonna keep spinning, like perma recap the point, so they can't take it from us, right? Of course, if there's no one pushing from enemies, you can just take the hook up here. Like, and just keep sitting up here and just shoot out, right? Like, you don't have to sit AFK on B3 as 100 people. Like, of course you can join the fight from here, or maybe the sewers or whatever. But the second there's an entire alliance pushing, either you open the map and you teleport back, so you have invulnerability and you're ready to fight, or you just run back, yeah? I don't want to see this point having 20 people only, because you guys are AFK PvPing, and there's like an alliance of 150, 200 people running in and taking it, right? So that's Bleed and Void's primarily job. Nova and Myth, our job is gonna be making coordinated pushes from pin 4, which is gonna be our respawn. Either we respawn on B3 or pin 4. Pin 4 is better. I'm gonna call for it to group up, and from here we're gonna try to retake B2. So either you can fly on the side here. I recommend probably just taking the easy road, just fly over on the wall, or just run out with invulnerability. It doesn't really matter. If you're range GPS, you can make this jump and sit up here and just start blasting these people. And our melees and tanks, we're gonna go. But what are they doing? Our melees and tanks can go on, like, should try to take this back, right? So 2 teams are defending inside. Sorry. We have 2 teams defending this, and 2 teams trying to retake this, right? If we see we can't retake this because it's too many people, we're just not gonna do it, and we're gonna keep defending inside because there's gonna be a lot of people pushing. But if we can retake B2, it's gonna put so much pressure on them, and eventually they're just not gonna be able to do anything, and they're gonna lose this, right? At worst case, if we lose B3 as well, we can teleport to B4. So don't panic, like, and you know, it's not the end of the world. We're just gonna regroup all on pin 4 and just make a push together to B3, right? Oh, there's another guild practicing. Right, they're just practicing handholder stuff.
I think they're counting the time, like how much they get, how far they get with immunity. I think that's what they're practicing.
Yeah. I mean, from B1, you're only gonna make it barely like here, right? Depends how fast you are. So
Yeah, because I've seen people make a play, they just manually teleport on the resurrection point on purpose on B1 and then run instantly with immunity when the gate
yes,
is
yes.
open.
It's not the first siege I'm playing. I know. So if something happens again, like I said, we lose B3, we're all gonna teleport here, and we're just gonna make a push together, like, and go take that back, right? Full movement speed build, yeah, you can. I mean, at that point you're just dead. Or even if you make it in, like, there's gonna be people waiting, so it doesn't really matter, right? When you guys are defending this, right, I expect someone to try to sneak and open this. So I would recommend you guys just fully defend these levers. If you're DPS, I think you should try to have, like, bleed void people. If you have some greatsword people, just sit here and just make sure no one gets close to open these from Invis with stealth, or these ones as well, right? There's a bigger chance. I would not be surprised if they open these and people sneak in from the back, or they try to open these and their second alliance pushes from out here, you know? Like Pirates comes and tries to open this, and then the Germans push from 7. So that's just like a reminder for you guys to keep defending it. Let me see.
Yeah, look DMs, so you got that in mind for calling. I understand it probably, right? I can translate.
Yeah, I did. I mean, then he's just gonna collapse on us on 5. There's not much to do about it.
I guess tell him.
I don't know how reliable I can, you know. What is happening here?
Be.
Like, as for throne room, this time we put pins to clarify. There's a pin 6, and there's a pin 5. Yeah. When enemies are pushing, most likely this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna push from here, and they're just gonna rush your throne, or they're gonna go in on pin 6 and drop summons in the corner. Yeah. So when we're defending the throne room, it's kind of important that you guys as range DPS and maybe some melees, whatever, you sit in here and you scout. So no one sneaks in and drops summons in here. It's very, very common play from every guild that they always drop summons in here, they regroup, and then they make a push together. So we need to have some people. If you already want to be one of them, I'm not going to call names, but there needs to be people defending this. Otherwise, I'm just going to call pin 6, and I'm going to expect, yeah, Maxroom is here. So Maxroom, you can every now and then, like stay in here during when they push in the throne, and make sure no one sneaks in and caps. You have SNS Greatsword, so either you can one-tap them and delay them enough. Do you have Nirma, or no? No. Okay, well, that's unlucky. Yeah, if they start capturing the throne, like Kiri said, we still own it until they finish the cap, so you can always teleport to B4, or we still respawn on B4, right? We're not gonna do what they did, which is everyone pushes in here like idiots from outside. We're gonna retake B3 first, so they don't have any rest points, and then we're gonna push in the throne room, if this happens that we lose the cap, right? And just like we did last time when we were trying to take the throne, like, you don't want to focus the king. You want to kill everyone around him and kill the king last. Like, you can see he's stacked. I don't have a picture to show because I forgot to take one. Like, if you see a number in front of the king's face saying like 50 or 44, whatever, he's pretty much taking 0 damage. So you don't want to hit him. You just want to hit all the players around him that's giving him a buff, right? So everyone who is inside the yellow circle should be priority damage, right? Like, you can either single target or AE them, but don't focus the king. It's like such a waste of time, right? That's just small siege mechanics. And as always, you know, if you have invulnerability when you respawn, whatever, the second you take a hook, your invulnerability disappears. So you don't want to take hooks unless you really have to. Like, maybe instead you prioritize, like, just running stairs, and then if that door is open, you can run out. Or, yes.
So Dana just told me he was watching Welps's Siege earlier, and I think they patched the invulnerability.
That you can't run in from here or what?
Yeah. So in that area, your invulnerability would be gone, basically. Basically, what the patch note said. I think they patched it already, basically.
Oh, so this is not invulnerability anymore. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes defending way more easier now. I think, at least. I mean, we'll have to check, right? But if this actually breaks invulnerability, we can turtle in front here, and there's pretty much no way for people to siege throne anymore unless we're handicapped. We'll have to check. I'm gonna put. Can you all guilds put a new pin here, please? 8. Please confirm that you guys put a pin 8 here.
Timeless, I don't know if this helps you, but all the pirates are at A1 right now, gathering.
And there's not much to do about it.
Pin 8.
they're probably gonna either try to take this in the start or they're splitting their lines. Like, this is the problem because there are 8 guilds. It's not as easy to hold them and defend the carry golem and everything else. So, so Void has 8. Does Bleed and Miss have 8 too?
Yes.
Right. So if it's true what the patch was intending, which is that when you get in here, invulnerability disappears, right? That means we should be able to turtle around pin 8 way better instead of turtling only on the point, right? We want to split in like a... The best way is to split in like a half moon, right? And you just blast everyone who runs in. You have DPS up here, blasting from above, right? You want to have range DPS sitting here blasting. This is like even better, I would argue, because you can blast all the way on the stairs, right? So you guys should just learn to do this jump as well. It's not really any complicated thing. You just get up here and you just blast everything below you, everything here, everything here. Like, if you want to run even more here, you can do that too. I don't really give a fuck, right? DPS up there. If invulnerability ends even outside, which I don't think it does, you can sit up here as well. But we have to test that and check, right? So that's gonna be pin 8 call. Did I miss anything or anyone that wants to ask something? It's pretty straightforward, yeah? Like, everyone has their own assigned tasks. No one miss. We're fighting A1, B2, and then turtling and PvPing inside. Void Bleed, you're defending the walls, the carrier golem, and B1, yeah? And then B3 later. So, Carnegal is always capping B2 in the start, and Ox is helping on B1. Later on, both of you are gonna go back to B3, and just keep spinning it together, right, with the other Bleed and Void members. And no one misses gonna try to retake B2.
There's no rain for the whole siege. When do you want to use it? I think the start is the highest value, no?
Is it still Sam? Is Sam in voice? Sam? Yep, perfect. We'll see when we want to use it. Depends on how the siege goes. Most likely towards, like, if there's 20 minutes left, somewhere there-ish. If they don't have enough pressure yet, because using it too late doesn't really do fuck all for us, but like putting it somewhat early to give 10 minutes of freedom from the sewers would kind of be helpful. Eclipse is kind of whatever the wind. You can kind of use wind if you stay on the wall and like look outwards and just aim it outwards. It's not gonna do that much. We can also just save it, like in case a worst case scenario, what you can do with wind is you can use it for a movement speed push for something, but it's kind of whatever, right? I'll call for the rain. Summons. There's not really any need of summons unless we fuck up. In that case, they're like a backup plan. We have like 50,000 teleports to go to, right? We have B3, we have B2, we have B1, we have this point. Like, we have so many teleport points already. Summon shouldn't be needed.
I mean, so if you do summon, remember to defend the summons. And if you see the enemy summon, just blast their summon. Like, don't want to be like 2 siege ago where people just ignore the fucking enemy summons.
Knight, I made you leader just in case. Oh. That means you can also take focus off me in fights, thanks. Can you give me... Yeah. Right, I don't think there's much else to say. Just a reminder, guys, listen. This spawns on start. This spawns on start. This is nothing. And this spawns, like, is it 6 minutes in or 5? Something like this, right? So we don't care about this really in the start. This is just a rest point, right? All of these are rest points. If you have them, you can read it as well, right? Occupying Guild can teleport and resurrect here. So it's the same thing like these thingies, right? If you control these, you can teleport and rest on them. Same thing if enemies are holding these, they can teleport and rest on them. So the only thing I don't know, maybe someone can answer me. Let me see if Bane is here. Yeah, Bane, do you have, from your experience, like on your servers, do you know if capping these points out, like as a castle defender, can you actually cap these points or no? Like just for the purpose of resting, but not get a golem? Or if anyone else actually knows that. Alright, no worries, alright. Yeah, if we can cap these, like as castle owners, you cannot take the golems, but you can, alright, he says you can. Right, you can cap these points still and get a rest point, which is pretty fucking good. because if we keep defending this point and we respawn right here, it helps us keep defending, and then we can maybe also push this, right? Yeah, I mean, Reformed is the first time we have to do strats like this, because back then the meta was a little bit different. We didn't have to do shit like this. Yeah. You guys have 15 minutes to do questions. There's not much else to say right now. I don't care if it's like the most stupid question in the world, right? You can send it in DM, and I won't leak your name if that's what you're worried about. Just ask so you guys all know what to do and what the mechanics are. I already showed like people how to. Yeah, Reformed. I woke up an hour ago, so pretty useless day so far. You can jump from here. I explained this already, right? Holy shit! It started lagging. If you see guild leaders and you know which guild was standing where, you can already start marking them. I actually didn't keep track of who was where. If someone knows which one of these guys are like Danny or whatever, just put a mark on him and let me know, please, which number he is. As for HCPS, you know, also these walls really important. Like I said, sit on the roofs always, right? Like if you're HCPS and you're not sitting on the roof during siege, you're legit just a fucking idiot, yeah? Like every range CPS should always play on any roof. That one, this one, this one, this one. Like this here, like even like on the walls here. Like you want to jump on those roofs here. I don't care. Just don't sit on the bottom. When do we stop holding sewers? Whenever they break the doors here and they start pushing inside, you can leave the sewers. Because at that point, there's people swarming in from the door. The sewers are fuck all worth, right? We don't care about them. So at that point, we just defend all together. So then you go with your guild and keep defending B1 instead. Please confirm that you also heard what I said, so you're not sitting there all day on the sewers. Danny standing on A1, guild leader 5505. Let me see. Oh, an A1 all the way out. Oh. Holy shit, it's lagging. It's gonna be an interesting siege. Let me see here. Alright, this be Dana. Cool. Alright, if you're a party leader, you can go mark these boulders.